Yeah.
Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you today about some of the things that are going on. I know if you feel anything like me, you feel some kind of way about what's happened with Roca, with this COVID 19, the whole coronavirus situation. For me, it caused a lot of discomfort. It put me into a real spin. I started going through a lot of cycles about this thing, and I just wanted to share some of that with you because I'm actually kind of feeling off about the whole thing. When the TEP crews got laid off and the TEP supervisors and crew leaders, that put me through one thing. I was like, oh man, what's getting ready to happen here? And then the first round of layoffs happened, and then the second round of layoffs, and by the time the second round of layoffs happened, and we hear that we're closed, basically closed down, anybody who's working had to work from home, I got really messed up about it. I felt really insecure. I was having all kinds of thoughts. I was definitely in a spin. I had a situation going, and I wanted to explore it with you because the situation was the way that didn't affect me, it affected me. The way that COVID-19 affected me in Roca, I had a real problem with that. I started to spin. So I had to run some CBT on myself. I just want to show you quickly what that process looked like for me. I started having some really crazy thoughts. I started thinking all sorts of things. I was thinking that this is screwed up. I was thinking Roca is going to close. And I was thinking that my old ass is going to get it. That was the one that really scared me the most. Okay? And then how was I feeling? I was feeling all sorts of ways about this. I was feeling frustrated. I was feeling frightened. I was feeling anxious. What did it make me want to do? I went through all of these situations and I'm thinking, well, what do I want to do? Basically, it made me want to shut down. It made me want to run away. And it really made me look at something else. It made me want to go directly to the doctors. These things are what was going on with me, man. And I was feeling all kinds of things about this. So it was a great opportunity for me to take a look and see what kind of feelings I was experiencing at this time. Now remember, I'm talking about me having feelings in the moment, looking at the situations that evolved. We often talk about CBT doesn't work in the street. CBT doesn't work in a moment. CBT only works when you're doing a class. No, these are the thoughts that I was going through. These are the feelings that I was having. These are the actions that I wanted to take in a moment. And I had to run CBT on myself. I had to look at it and I had to say, man, you need to label your feelings, you know? Because what happens when we label our feelings? We identify the fact that we are having a feeling. It gives us a lot of comfort to understand not only are we having a feeling, but that we can do something about it. We understand that there's a lot of different feelings, okay? And that once we name and identify a feeling, it gives us a better handle on it. We understand that feelings have a range. That a feeling this isn't 100 on anything, that it can have a range of things. And also, the thing that's most important in this situation is that it gives me the ability to choose another course of action. So for me, I was looking at this and I realized, like I said, I was feeling really frightened. And I had to look at what range that went through. Was I scared? Or was I just upset? I realized that in the midst of this, when it first occurred to me, when it first happened, I was scared. But then, as this process went along, as I began to look at it, as I began to really try to analyze the situation, it dropped down to I understood that I was upset. When I was frustrated, when I was looking at that, was I frustrated? Was I pissed? Was I angry? I was angry at first. I really was. That frustration was anger. Because this is not fair. This shouldn't be happening to the guys that we work with. This shouldn't be happening to the other staff that I work with. This shouldn't be happening to this population in general. Nobody needs this. People are dying from this thing. And I know that I'm in that age group. I'm one of the oldest people that works at Roka. My ass could fall out at any minute. I'm like, oh no, what's going on here? I don't want this. So yeah, I was really upset about this. I was really frightened. I was frustrated, but I started off, I was angry. But as I began to label my feelings and process this some, I realized that that anger was me being mostly frustrated. Because I didn't know enough about it. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what I could do at first, what was happening. The news is changing every day, all the time. And finally, I was anxious. That anxiety ended up being real and honest concern. I was concerned not just about me, but I was concerned about you all. I was concerned about the people with whom I work. I was concerned about the overall situation that we're facing because I don't know what the hell is going to happen. So I just wanted to run this by you and let you know that let me make some other choices, man. I didn't have to just stay shut down. I didn't have to run away. It allowed me to come in here and look at how I can share some of my experiences with you all. It allowed me to come in and look at how I can get on the phone and do some smiling and dialing and try to do some programming on the phone, how I can do it through the various social media platforms, how I can stay in touch and still try to impact the people that mean the most to me. And right now, the people with whom I work and the people that I try to serve and work for, you, those are the people that are most important to me. Those are the changes that I want to make. That is where I have another choice that's made by doing the CBT and labeling my feelings. So I hope you got something out of this. I hope you understand how simple it can be. Get back to me as soon as you can. Thanks.